Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to be talking about my top 7 gym fragrances. So I'm actually quite surprised I've not talked about this topic before. I've talked about office fragrances, I've talked about spring, summertime fragrances, the best fresh fragrances, talked about job interview fragrances, but I'm actually surprised looking back at it that I've not filmed a top gym fragrances video. Now, it's quite of a debate actually in the fragrance community whether you should wear a fragrance to the gym or not. Obviously, you go in there to train and do your own thing. But on the other hand, obviously, you want to smell nice. You don't want to smell like BO. Obviously, the most important thing when you do go to the gym is making sure that you wear deodorant, right? And making sure you're showering and you're clean. Because you can wear, the number 1 on this list. And if you aren't wearing deodorant, it's still going to stink. So make sure the first rule, the most important rule, is you wear deodorant. Remember guys, just before we get on with this list, don't forget to drop a like on this video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you are new. We are building a really nice fragrance community where we love to talk about fragrances way too much. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then please feel free to subscribe as well. Also, you may or may not be able to tell, I am actually quite ill. I've got this really annoying illness that's going around in the UK at the moment, so my voice and my throat is absolutely destroyed, but I thought because I got a day off of work, I'm going to film a few videos because why not, right? So, gym fragrances. What are gym fragrances and what kind of class is a gym fragrance? A gym fragrance is something that is very fresh, it's quite kind of light, and it's not going to be like a dark, heavy fragrance, something like this, for example. The Tafa Kawa. If you wear that to the gym, or if you wear something like this, like, Montal Arabian's Tonka, which is just like a heavy, sweet fragrance that is just going to choke people out. That is not the typical type of gym fragrance that you want to wear. Gym fragrances are stuff that is fresh, that's clean, quite aquatic, just a kind of like citrusy sort of note, something that's uplifting, and that whenever you're sweating, it kind of like brightens everything up instead of gives it like this sweet darkness sort of thing. So they're all fresh, all the ones on this list, they're all really fresh and clean and safe, and none of them have like crazy projection, which for this list is a good thing. You don't want fragrances that are going to be like overpowering everyone in the gym. 1 to 2 sprays, I'd say maximum of each one, and whenever like you are working out and stuff like that, then the fragrance is going to heat up a bit more, and occasionally people may be able to smell you. If your gym crush is there or something like that, for example. So we're going to kick things off with 2 honorable mentions. The first one, I haven't got an actual bottle of it. I have got a clone, which is this one here by Armaf, and it's called Armaf Sillage. So this is a clone of Creed's Silver Mountain Water, and I actually got sent this out by Creed, not for like a sponsor video. It'd be great if Creed did sponsor me, but I got this for free off like one of their marketing campaigns, and I've given it a try compared to Sillage, and the new batches of this, they're very similar, so you can't go too far wrong. There will be a link in the description, by the way, to pick up Sillage, but this is just a very fresh, inky, kind of blackcurrant, very different fragrance, but it's very fresh and citrusy. There's a really nice citrus like blast that you get when you spray Sillage or Silver Mountain Water. Obviously the quality is a little bit better in Silver Mountain Water, but for what we're doing for the gym, when you spray it on for the first 40 minutes, it's going to smell great, and no matter what, you're going to be super unique. So it's just this really fresh citrus blast with this kind of tea and sort of ink note to it, which is really nice, and I really like this for the first 40 minutes. Reason why I've wanted to put this in the honorable mention is with Sillage, when it starts to heat up on my skin and sort of dry down, I get this really kind of weird, like almost off-putting, almost mushroomy note, which sounds really strange, but that's why I wanted to include this as an honorable mention. I'm not sure if it's just my skin, because I actually don't get this with Silver Mountain Water, just Sillage, so that's just something to be aware of. So that's one of the honorable mentions. The other one I've wanted to include because I know that in the US and other countries, it's not as available as it is in the UK. And I've talked about this on the channel before. I absolutely love this. It's probably one of my favourite from the line, from the Invictus line, and it's Invictus Aqua. So I've included the Aqua version, even though I can't really smell anything at the minute. I do know that this thing smells great. Probably the freshest of the Invictus line. So it has got that kind of sweet, almost bubblegum sweetness that Invictus has. It kind of gets rid of like the syntheticness bubblegum and replaces it with like a marine, aquatic, sort of fresh ocean breeze smell. That's what you get from this. And the performance is really good. It's not too formal. This is a very casual scent, and it's quite playful too. So wearing this to the gym, 1 to 2 sprays is very good. Now, the reason why it's on the honorable mentions, I would have this probably at like the number 2 or 3 spot, because it suits the gym perfectly, in my opinion, from the freshness, but it's not very available in other countries. So I wanted to include that as the other honorable mentions. So we are going to kick things off in last place, and coming in at the number, I think we got 8 on this list. Yeah, we got 8. So coming in at the number 8 spot is this one here, the original Chanel Allure Homme Sport. So this fragrance smells so good. It's like a fresh tangerine / this marine sort of smell. It reminds me a tiny little bit, a more kind of sophisticated version, if you will, of Bulgari's Aqua Amara. Just this is a little bit more kind of Chanel refined. So what's the reason why this is last place? Because you could probably wear this with like a shirt and like a tie and stuff like that. Even though it has got that freshness, it has got that refined Chanel-ness to it that it has. Still fresh though, still very clean and very kind of orange, bright citrus with this really clean, calming kind of sea breeze smell to it. So that's why this comes in at the number 8 spot. It's still very, very good. And there's another one on this list which is very similar to this, but it's a little bit less classy, a little bit less refined, which is a good thing when you've got the gym fragrances. So last place is Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Original. Coming in at the number 7 spot. This one, we're going straight from like a high-end designer to a niche fragrance here. So this one, it's fairly low on the list because you can wear this to a lot other situations. And the ones higher up on the list, you'll find that they're kind of more suited mainly for sort of situations like this, like the gym, whereas this one is super versatile. It just happens to be fresh and clean, and you could wear it into the gym if you want. And the one that we are talking about is Percival by Parfums de Marly. So this thing is a little bit similar to Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce, if you've ever smelled that. Only problem with this thing though is it's very synthetic. It smells like shower gel. So if you're going to the gym, wearing something like this would be perfect. The only problem is it's very synthetic and it is very, very projecting for the first hour. So maybe just 1 spray of this will do you fine. I've included this a little bit lower down though, because when it heats up on your skin, it really does project. And even though it smells nice, it is very synthetic and potentially it could be quite headache inducing. I've almost had that with this when I've been sat like in the office and stuff in like a small, similar sort of situation to this, a small room, and it almost got headache inducing, but because of how nice the scent is, luckily it didn't. But like I said, it just smells like shower gel, and you can't really go wrong with that. But for the price, that's why I've put it a little bit lower down the list. You don't really want to be wearing a too expensive fragrance to the gym, in my opinion. So coming in at the number 7 spot is Parfums de Marly, first of all. Coming in at the number 6 spot, similar story to Percival. It's a niche as well. So again, I've put it a little bit lower down on the list because, you know, unless you got the money for it, you don't really want to be wearing niche fragrances and high-end expensive fragrances to the gym, where, like we said, the main reason why you go is just to work out and stuff like that, and not to be smelled. But if you did want to smell good, this one at the number 6 spot is a very, very good shout. It's one that I wear a lot when I'm going out and doing like sporty things like football and running, if you know, I'm going like a run club or something like that, or when I'm going to the gym, sometimes I'll pick up this because it's from the House of Creed, so it's not the best performance, but it smells amazing. It's, again, a really nice, fresh, citrusy fragrance with this kind of marine aspect to it, similar to most of them on this list. The one that we're talking about is erolfa. So I've actually got 2 bottles of this. This is an older 2019 bottle, 2018 maybe, before they sold to BlackRock. So this still has this kind of ambroxan note or something in here from Creed that just make this so kind of classy. So it's a little bit like Chanel with this kind of refined classiness, but it also incorporates all the other things. Like it's got the marine freshness from Invictus. Like we said, you've got that kind of uniqueness that sillage and Silver Mountain Water have. It's got this almost kind of fresh shower gel note that Percival has, but it just does it in a very refined way, and it's not too projecting, it's not too shouty. This is kind of like, okay, I know I smell good, I know I kind of smell fresh and clean, and I'm wearing something very high end, because this does smell very, very good. It just reminds me of like a really kind of premium like shaving kit that you would get on like a private chartered yacht or something like that. That's what this reminds me of. It's also my signature scent, so I absolutely love wearing this anytime I can, and wearing it to the gym, in my opinion, is a great reason to do that too. So coming in at the number 5 spot is Creed's Erolfa. Coming in at the number 4 spot, this one is, we're going back to the designers, but this is probably the most high-end designer that you can get. It's from the house of Louis Vuitton. This is probably the new Dior Sauvage in the fragrance community, and it's hyped to death, but there is a reason for it, because this thing smells amazing. I remember whenever I first smelled it, I was like, wow, I did not know that citrus fragrances could blow me away in such a way that this one did. And the one that we're talking about is this one here, Imagination. So I'm just going to try and smell it real quick. Yeah, it's got this beautiful citron note. I think citron is one of my favorite citrus notes. It's just a little bit different to like the kind of, you know, lemon and lime that you get from other citrus fragrances. It just really stands out, I think. And this, although it does have a kind of syntheticness to it, this to me just smells like someone who is absolutely bossing it in life. And they go to the gym at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and then at like 8 or 9 o'clock, they've got like sales calls or something for their business, and they've just, you know, closed like a £5,000 deal, stuff like that. Like a kind of new age millionaire sort of thing. That's what this reminds me of. So that is what this fragrance is in a bottle, just like a new age CEO, like a digital nomad or something. And it just reminds me of someone that's just completely got their stuff together, and they go to the gym as well, and they're, you know, they're probably like the boss of the gym. So if you want to wear something like that, if you can get around the price point of this thing, it's also great for any situation, just for the gym, because of the fresh citrus in here, and the really nice kind of black tea note in it too. Similar a little tiny bit to Silver Mountain Water and Sillage, but in a more kind of like laundry detergent sort of way, whereas Silver Mountain Water is just completely different. In terms of fragrances, I've never smelled anything like this before, but if we're talking like laundry detergent or like a fabric softener, that's what this reminds me of a little bit, just fresh clothes. So coming in at the number 4 spot is Louis Vuitton Imagination. Such a good one. Okay, coming in at the number 3 spot. This one is the reason why this Chanel fragrance is so low down on the list. And these two get compared all the time. And in my opinion, this is the better option every single time. I think I just got this because it was really cheap and I wanted to compare it to this fragrance. The one that we're talking about is Versace Pour Homme. So I've actually got a backup bottle of this because of how much I like it. And I have got decants available of this, by the way. If you did want to check them out, then please check out the link in the description, or you can follow me on Instagram and reach out to me on there, and I'll sort something out for you with these. But Versace Pour Homme is just, in my opinion, the better version of the Chanel versus Versace Pour Homme. And similar situation, it just smells like fresh, clean, bright citrus water. So I think I described this in a video before. It smells exactly how the liquid looks, just fresh, clean water. And when you go into the gym, I don't think you can go too far wrong with this. It's got a little bit more citrus in here compared to like a sort of powderiness that this Chanel one has. It's just very bright, very refreshing, just gives you like an extra little boost, like a little bit more extra energy for some reason. So whenever you smell this when you're in the gym, it just kind of freshens everything up. So coming in at the number 3 spot, absolutely love this one for the gym. I've worn this probably the second most out of all of them to the gym, and it's this one here, Versace Pour Homme. Coming in at the number 2 spot, this one just misses out, and I love this thing for the summertime. I talked about it before in a video where I wore this to London in the summertime, and it was just a really nice kind of time because you had all these sort of like whitewashed buildings. I think we were in Paddington. Yeah, we were in Paddington, so you had all the kind of really nice sort of like London atmosphere, which actually in the summertime it does happen, by the way. And it was just really nice. Like you had like all the kind of like really nice pavements and stuff like that. The kind of like quartz pavements, really nice architecture. And then you just had the light blue sky, and it was a boiling hot day. And wearing this, it was just projecting off of me, and it was just such a good fragrance. We went to Hyde Park, and I wore this to Hyde Park, and it just was so good. So coming in at the number 2 spot, you can still wear it to the gym though. It's this one here, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. And you can wear, to be honest, I think any of the light blue line to the gym. Similar situation to Creed's erolfa. This reminds me of a shaving gel, like a, you know, like a shower gel almost. And it's just very fresh and clean. It's got a beautiful grapefruit note. And I've talked about this before in my best summer fragrances, that when this heats up on your skin, the grapefruit note just goes crazy and it smells amazing. It just smells like almost like a gummy bear or like a marigold flower. And I just really enjoy this thing. The citrus is in here, and it just has like a really nice calming refreshingness to it without being too loud, too projecting. It's just very subtle. When people can smell you, it's not going to be like a harsh kind of like annoying fragrance to smell. So coming in at the number 2 spot, really good one for the gym and for hot weather, is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. And guys, just before we get on with the number 1 spot, if you are new and you are enjoying this video, please don't forget to drop a like. Please don't forget to go down and subscribe as well. Also, there will be a link, like I said, to decants of a few of these fragrances. I'm more than happy to sort that out for you. There will be a link in the description for that. So coming in at the number 1 spot, this one had to be here. I think I've only ever really worn this to the gym or when it's very hot and I don't want to wear any other fragrance. I'll wear this one because it's so cooling, it's so refreshing to wear. And when you are going to the gym, when you are kind of training quite hard and you're starting to build up a little bit of sweat, you don't want a fragrance that is just going to like make you feel, this is giving me a headache. Like I remember before, even in the winter time, I wore one spray of this on my hand when I was playing five-a-side football, and I was just absolutely blowing. I couldn't hardly run. I was so tired, and smelling that just kept giving me this headache. And luckily it's such a nice fragrance that I still like it now, but that is not what you want really. You want something fresh, something that isn't going to give you a headache if you are training quite hard. And this one, coming at the number 1 spot, Versace Eau Fraiche. This thing, in my opinion, is the perfect gym fragrance of all time, potentially. And yeah, if I can describe this fragrance in a few words, I would say that this, and this will paint a perfect picture of how this smells, is when you're on holiday and you're by the pool, similar to how the bottle looks actually, I think that's what they designed it to be like, is when you're by a pool and it's a very hot day, let's say you're in Spain, you're in Greece or south of Italy or something like that, and you've got the wooden slats that are next to a pool, or like you've got the kind of concrete slabs next to the pool, and all the water's splashed out next to the pool. And we'll ignore the chlorine and stuff like that. That doesn't exist in this story I'm telling. But you've got the sun coming down and all this splashed out water on the kind of wood or these slabs, and it's heating up and it's starting to evaporate, and you've just got that fresh, watery, sort of like resinous-y, woody smell. That is what you get from this. So this has a base of wood in it, but it's also got ylang-ylang, starfruit. This just reminds me of being by a pool, and it's just very fresh and clean. Perfect for the gym as well. You know, you want something fresh and clean. You're not going to overdo it with the sprays because it is very light. I think the reason why I've taken so much out of this is because I'm not afraid to overspray. Wearing this when it's hot, it just makes it so much better. It does actually kind of cool you down too. So unlike most of the other ones on this list, like with something like Percival, 1 spray maximum with this you can get away with doing like a normal spray routine. You can get away with doing 5 sprays. You're not going to offend anyone, and it, in my opinion, is the perfect gym fragrance. And it's also very cheap too. I think I got this in duty free for like £30 for 100ml. I also have a roll-on deodorant that I actually use because I absolutely love how this smells when it kind of like heats up and stuff like that. So coming in at the number 1 spot is Versace Man Eau Fraiche. So so nice for the gym or for hot weather. That is going to do it for this list, guys. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. If you did, remember, don't forget to drop a like in this video. Please don't forget to subscribe as well. Really excited to see where the channel's going in 2025. I'm still going to be trying to upload as much as I can and trying to get some more fragrances too. And of course, let me know down in the comments below if you guys have any suggestions for gym fragrance. These are just a few that I wear when I go to the gym occasionally. Trying to go more. It's one of my New Year's resolutions, which is a bit of a cliche. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.